What did they do? They caught the hackers and forced them to come over to their side. These hackers who just thought, oh, we're having a little bit of fun. We're causing a little bit of trouble. We're kind of like pranksters. We're kind of Robin Hood. We're stealing stuff from the rich and exposing it to the poor, and it's kind of great. And then here comes the FBI going, oh, it's a nice family you have there. It'd be a shame if you were sent to prison for the rest of your life, wouldn't it? Now, all you have to do to avoid that is give us the names and information about the people you worked with to do this. Tell us how you did it. Oh, and by the way, if you want to work with us, we'll pay you $150,000 a year and make your life actually quite pleasant. And so that's what they did. So they completely co-opted Anonymous by doing honeypots and posing as hackers themselves, finding out the information about how the hacks were going on and then threatening these people. And, the hackers are not brave people. They are not freedom fighters who are willing to go to jail for their beliefs. They think they're having a little bit of fun. And when the FBI knocks on the door, they're more than willing to flip and become snitches for the man. And so that's what happened. And that's what's going on to this day. But there's an incredibly informative Twitter thread by a person named Gigi Sims at GigiSims10, GigiSims10, about this character, Aubrey Cottle, and who's really behind the GiveSendGo hack. So I'm just going to read from this Twitter thread, and it's actually pretty informative and amazing. So Aubrey Cottle, who hacked GiveSendGo, is crowing about getting thousands of people fired from their jobs for donating to the Freedom Convoy. But this is not their story. The Daily Dot was one of the first people to report on the incident Sunday night, with a man named Michael Thalen being the first to report this GiveSendGo crowdfunding hack. Thalen refers to DDoS secrets as journalists, but actually they are Antifa CIA assets who appear to do the dirty work that destroys the lives of dissidents and political enemies without fear of legal repercussions. And we explain this also, right? That if you want to get information legally, you've got to get a judge to sign off on it. You have to have probable cause. You have to say exactly what you're searching for and where you're searching. It's much more convenient to simply hire out criminals to hack into somebody's information, get all of it, pass it to either the authorities, in that way you have sort of a parallel construction mechanism, or to journalists, in which you can then use as the probable cause to get the warrants, to get the information you already know is there because you employed the criminal hacker. So Michael Thalen says the journalism collective DDoS Secrets secured a copy of the leaked donor data from GiveSendGo. Given the sensitive nature of the data, DDoS Secrets says it will only be providing copies to journalists and researchers. And of course, the journalists and researchers are their fellow travelers, their fellow despicable snitches who then use that information to harass and threaten the people that were on the list, and then they publish the information anyway. So it's like, we only give it to responsible journalists, and the journalists are like, let's destroy the lives of these people. They're not responsible journalists. They're activists in journalist positions. The leading woman behind DDoS Secrets, Emma Best, brags about her CIA work on her webpage and highlights her involvement in past ops. 121 things Emma did at the CIA. So literally being orchestrated by the intelligence agencies from the top. Emma Best is the non-journalist journalist who's often touted by the media as the successor of WikiLeaks, but unlike WikiLeaks, she seemingly rejoices in targeting everyday middle-class people on the right. DHS likes her work so much, they actually made her an informant. Emma Best's DDoS Secrets reportedly gets her information from ransomware cyber criminals who rarely seem to be caught or prosecuted, or they're selectively prosecuted at best. The media pretends that DDoS Secrets is about sticking it to the man, but this paragon of social justice virtue is anything but. She had a falling out with WikiLeaks over their DNC and John Podesta email leaks, right? The idea of WikiLeaks and that classic quote from Julian Assange was like, I take the elite secrets and I give it to you for free and they put me in jail. Facebook and other big tech companies steal your secrets and give it to the elite and make money, and they're celebrated and encouraged in this. So this is the flip that took place, right? WikiLeaks, hugely effective, an actual journalistic outlet, actually getting real information that was impactful and powerful and showed, unearthed really incredible corruption at the top realms of the military-industrial complex, and they've been treated appropriately, according to the elites, right? Life destroyed. Forced to live in the Ecuadorian embassy for years and is now being drugged and abused by the prison state in Britain and possibly to be extradited to the U.S. to be mysteriously suicided in his jail cell. Like, that's what happens when you stand up against the elite. That's what happens when you are a true warrior for truth who embodies everything you claim to represent. That person has been destroyed, imprisoned, and removed from the playing field. And instead, we have Emma Best, CIA asset, who instead of stealing rich people and elite and governmental information, steals your information and then gives it to journalists who use it to destroy you. She had a falling out with Julian Assange, accusing him of other things, about lying about the source of the DNC email leaks and the incomplete nature of its archives of the John Podesta emails. So there you go. Julian Assange gives us the John Podesta emails and then has a big falling out with this CIA asset who'd rather him not expose the Democrats and rather expose, somebody donating $40 to a cause that they believe in and a protest that is completely peaceful and constitutional. Gigi Sims continues, as I reported on Sunday morning, she loves to stick it to random little people and dissident businesses on behalf of the state and the media, right-wing and left-wing. She leaks it and is all too happy to pitch in. There she is bragging about DDoS secrets, making the new GiveSendGo leak available to journalists and researchers. Best's wife is a character named Brazen Dyke. She's a proud Antifa anarchist, of course. Just one of those classic Antifa freedom fighter / CIA agents. She's got to be confused, right? No, they're evil. Best retweeted Thalen's post about neo-Nazi hacker Weave, who was in a video chat with Epic CEO Rob Monster, an American domain registrar in web hosting country that reportedly hosts far-right neo-Nazi content. We're told by the state that Nazis are everywhere. Oh, they're everywhere. Watch out. This came the day before Thalen's report about Anonymous's hacking of Epic. The reason behind the hack was advertised as a just cause to expose and eradicate another group of far-right Nazi racists from the internet. Again, they are an arm of the state crushing dissidents. The news is interesting because Aubrey Cottle, a.k.a. Anonymous Hacker co-founder, appears to have racist predilections of his own. On the other hand, Cottle spews racist and anti-Semitic posts with generous social media offerings using the N-word. No, they're the good guys, and they're fighting against the evil racists by hacking into, grandma's bank account and finding out that she gave $10 to, the nice trucker that's standing up for her rights. She must be destroyed. People that host content that these people disagree with, they must be destroyed. They must be human. I mean, just total anarchy combined with the complete tyranny of the spy state. Gigi Sims continues, this has disillusioned another hacker named Capital Terrorist Exposer, who believes this game is really about social justice and hunting for racists and bigots. The media loves them for it. All these people believe they are changing the world, completely blind to the fact that they serve the state to crush average people into submission so the ruling class can maintain their power and money. And I think that's the most brilliant statement in this whole thread, because that's absolutely right. These people believe they're changing the world completely, and they are completely blind to the fact that they are serving the most powerful states and the most corrupt billionaire class the world has ever seen. They're useful idiots to a new and more powerful definition of the word. Quote, there's a sucker born every minute. Unfortunately, those who actually figure out they have been duped are likely not to care because they're making too much money, or the state has so much dirt on them that they're owned, merely slaves to the devil they made a deal with. Alleged cybercriminal credited for hacking Gab and Epic has a history of being an FBI asset. Admits Anonymous has support of U.S. intelligence, that from National Justice. So, folks, they want to make you think that there are freedom fighters out there hacking the dangerous Nazis. The plain and simple reality is that the spy state establishment of the United States and the deep state corruption that runs our country are now employing criminal hackers to do their dirty work for them and play their little devious part in the total destruction of any legitimate dissidents to their unconstitutional demands.